Hi, I'm Bre McAdam, and this week on the docket, I'd like to start by talking about the David Caissie trial, since I didn't get a chance to last week. Caissie was found guilty of first-degree murder for killing his ex-girlfriend, Carol King, near the village of Herschel, Saskatchewan in the summer of 2011, in a case that shook the community and the province. Justice Richard Daniluk found that when Caissie told undercover police officers multiple times that he killed King and dumped her body in a field, he was telling the truth, and that he had planned it all before driving from Alberta to Saskatchewan on August 6, 2011. Now, King was actually on her way to make a criminal harassment complaint against Caissie when she went missing, but even after her body was found 3 weeks later, the case went cold. Police had interviewed Caissie, but didn't have enough evidence to lay charges. Then in 2016, they did a Mr. Big Sting, in which they pretended to recruit Caissie to a fake criminal organization in which he was required to tell the boss about any past crimes. King's sister, Brenda, listened to the proceedings by video from her home in Nova Scotia, and in her victim impact statement, she said that many lives have been ruined by her sister's senseless murder. Caissie's lawyer maintains that the confessions were unreliable and that they will likely appeal the conviction. Caissie received the mandatory sentence for first-degree murder, life with no chance of parole for 25 years, but with the ability to apply for an earlier parole eligibility after 15 years under the faint hope clause. And the big news out of court this week was the 29 guilty pleas from the Alberta semi-driver involved in the Humboldt Broncos bus crash. 29-year-old Jaskirat Singh Sidhu pleaded guilty on Tuesday in Melfort Provincial Court to 16 charges of dangerous driving causing death and 13 charges of dangerous driving causing bodily harm. And this means that there will not be a trial, and the case will proceed to sentencing starting on January 28th, which could take up to 5 days. Now, Sidhu's lawyer, Saskatoon lawyer Mark Brayford, spoke to media outside of court and said that his client wanted to plead guilty because he didn't want to drag the victims' families through the court process any longer. And reactions from the family members ranged from relief, saying this is a step towards healing, to even empathy, some expressing gratitude that Sidhu had taken responsibility for his actions. Many people wondering now what kind of sentence Sidhu could receive. Lawyers not connected to the case say this could depend partially on the facts, which will be presented during the sentencing process. The maximum sentence for dangerous driving causing death is 14 years, but the general starting point in Saskatchewan for someone who doesn't have a prior driving record is about 2 years. As always, you can read more detailed accounts of these stories at thestarphoenix.com.